Well, Boiler, you weren't the only one who picked Vegas to win the Cup this year and repeat as defending Stanley Cup champs. And unfortunately, they ran into a very good Dallas Stars team. Took them to 7 games, but ended up losing. But what success they've had in their 7 years of existence. It was clean out day in the Vegas locker room. Let's hear what the players had to say.
Definitely felt we had a team that could win another championship. Believe that we will have a team that can win a championship going forward as well. So that's always good. But we're right there. You know, winning the first 2 games and losing 4 out of 5 is disappointing. Put ourselves in a good spot to go on another run and came up short. So frustrating, disappointing, a lot of the same things.
There's only one team that's satisfied at the end of the year. We happened to be that team last year. This year, you know, there's only going to be one team, you know, that feels satisfied about what they did this season, and that's not where we're going to be. So we want to get back to that point. It should fuel everyone. You know I'm sure going to use it as motivation. You know, come back and be as prepared as possible to have a good season.
I'm pretty confident. Like I would love to stay. Obviously, it's my home. I've been part of the guys that we started this, right? I mean, it's the most proud thing I've done in my life. I think professionally for sure. So I'm just happy to be a Golden Knight. I would like to be one for the rest of my life, but that's not necessarily only in my control. I think it's something that my agent and Kelly are going to go through. And I mean, I'm not, you know, I love it here. I want to stay here for sure, but we'll see.
I mean, Marchie tugging at the heartstrings there. He wants to stay. He made that very clear. He's the heartbeat of this Golden Knights team. The question is, can they fit him in the salary cap world when they made a bunch of deadline acquisitions? What do you think, Boiler?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they can do anything. They've been able to do anything. They're very creative. They're the best at working around the cap in the whole league. And people can complain about it all they want just because they're better than your team. Sorry, that's the fact. Now look, you know, math is math, so they're going to have to hopefully try and it's all priority, what you need and what you want to afford. Hopefully, he deserves a bump. I mean, his age is one thing, but he deserves a bump on his actual dollars. Whether he gets it or not, that's kind of where the negotiations are going to start. You have a number of guys, important guys. I mean, Chandler Stevenson and actually William Carrier really jump off the page here. These are very important players that I think are going to want a pretty significant bump in what they've done in terms of where they are in their careers as well. So I hope it works out. I love watching him play for the Vegas Golden Knights. Yeah. It's, you know, he's established himself as a player before he got there, but this is where, you know, when it's all said and done, I think you think of him as a Vegas Golden Knight.
Yeah, I mean, I think you look for guys like this. Every organization does. The guys that are just, I don't know, I mean, clearly good. He led him in goals, so he's a great player.
Led him in goals and points. Career high 42 goals this year. Won the Conn Smythe, oh, by the way.
Yeah, and it's the clutchness of him, but you know, taking away that, it's the energy he brings. It's a long season. You need guys like that. Every player that we've talked to when we're out in Vegas or covering the finals, or every interview you see, they're talking about Marshy never shutting up. You know, his mouth's
He doesn't. He is infectious like that. I got to play with him in Tampa. He is a lot of fun to be around. And he wasn't a big-time player in the league yet. Yeah, so
that's big. Yeah. Like, you need guys like that. So your point, that he's the heartbeat. Yeah, I mean, everybody wants a guy like this. But that's what, if he made it to the open market, somebody would pay him a lot of money to come in and do this. So they know how important he is. They want to keep him. He wants to be there. I hope he's there. I think he will be. I think they'll figure it out, like Boiler said. This team does the unexpected all the time. And when people think there's no room, they show there is. They get what they want, and I think they want to bring Marceau back.
Yeah. Did we showed the list already, right, of all the pending free agents? I mean, there's decisions to be made here. You guys mentioned Chandler Stevenson. He's kind of also a big part of the Golden Misfits. I don't know, he wasn't there the initial year, right? He played one and won the Cup against Vegas, actually. But he has certainly become part of the fabric of this team. Martinez, is he done playing? Like, I don't know, these are big questions that will have to be answered in the next couple months here.
Yeah, but you heard all that in their post I'm actually really interested to see what this team is next year, how they come back, because I think that they're going to be. They'll use this time off, re-energize. I think this team's going to be on a warpath next year. Like
Hungry.
Hungry, yeah. And not that they weren't hungry this year.
Well,
this was just a year of injury. This was just a year of injury. It was a strange year in Vegas.
Yeah.
They tried to pull a rabbit out of the hat come trade deadline time. They did the unthinkable, and they're signing guys to extend. I mean, it's crazy what this year was. It just didn't line up as far as their play in the playoffs. But that doesn't mean they're not a great team.
They had Dallas in the first round.
I know, yeah.
No.
And
Dallas is nasty.
Mark Stone said that. He said, you know, I think we have to look in the mirror and realize that we kind of put ourselves in this position to have to take on the #1 seed in the Western Conference. If we had been better down the stretch, if they had won their last game against the Anaheim Ducks, then they might have played Edmonton in the first round and things may have been different. I don't know. So it's, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda at this point, but we'll close the book on the Vegas Golden Knights. What a year, and see who else dethrones the champs.